Welcome back to the Final K and welcome to the UAE Tour recap where I'm going to go through every stage and every jersey as well as giving a rating out of 10 at the end. So yeah, straight into it. Stage 1 was meant to be 148 kilometers to begin with, but ended up being 118 kilometers after 30 kilometers were cut due to severe wind concerns. Still finished in the same place, the hill up to Liwa Palace, with a 4.2% average. Nothing really happened in the stage until the final 1.5 kilometer where we seen Jonathan Milan, the favourite for the stage, crash. He hit the deck going round a roundabout, which left the door open for anyone else to win this stage. We then seen an amazing attack from Del Toro within the final kilometre, almost distancing the peloton, but Cesc Ball from Decathlon was able to bridge the gap within the final 100 metres, but wasn't strong enough for Del Toro as he takes the victory in stage 1. Cesc Ball got second and Antonio Tiberi got third. Stage 2 was the individual time trial around Hudariat Island, 12.2 kilometres in length, which seen Joshua Tarling take this stage last year. There was a bit of controversy with the stage as Del Toro was the only rider not allowed to select the time he wanted to start as he was in the leader's jersey. This saw him at a disadvantage with the wind conditions as the day went on, but no surprise as Remco Evenepoel takes the victory in stage 2 with Joshua Tarling 5 seconds down in second place, and a surprise as Remy Cavagna comes in third, finishing 11 seconds down. Now stage 3, the one everyone was waiting for, with the debut of the Jebel Mobra. As you can see the climb on your screen, the final 6 kilometers are 12% in average with a maximum of 17%. It almost looked like the Alpe d'Huez of the Middle East. Within the first part of the climb, we've seen Antonio Tiberi, Harold Tejada, Felix Gall and Luc Plapp break away, with Remco Evenepoel at the front of the chasing group and Del Toro out the back of the chasing group. As we get into the harder section of the climb, we see what looks like to be cramp as Remco Evenepoel punches his thigh as he drops out the back of the favourites group. We see Isaac Del Toro attack out of the favourites group, catching Felix Gall, Harold Tejada and Luc Plapp, as Antonio Tiberi rides off on his own. In the final couple of kilometres, Isaac Del Toro looks up the road and sees Antonio Tiberi but is not able to catch him as the 24-year-old from Italy wins on the Jebel Mobra with an absolutely brilliant climb. Isaac Del Toro gets second and Leonard van Etveld gets third. It's good to see him in some good form after dropping out of the Tour Down Under at the start of the year. After the Jebel Mobra, we move on to stage 4, which was hilly with a flat finish, so you would assume you would get a bunch sprint. However, we nearly didn't, as the breakaway gets caught 300 metres to go as Jonathan Milan soars past him to take his first win of the UAE Tour this year. So after his crash on stage 1, Milan shows there are no issues as he wins stage 4 with Ethan Vernon coming second and Jonathan Milan's brother Matteo Milan coming in third. Stage 5 was another flat stage and another bunch finish, and you guessed it, Jonathan Milan wins again, hitting nearly 2,000 watts in the sprint. So Jonathan Milan comes first, Erland Blickra comes second, and Matteo Maluselli comes third. We then moved on to the final day for the GC riders as they climbed the Jebel Hafid climb on stage 6. Antonio Tiberi in the leader's jersey with 21 seconds on Del Toro, so would he be able to take that jersey off him? And the answer is yes, as Del Toro completely obliterates the peloton and goes solo, with Antonio Tiberi trying to stay on the wheel, which he does do. He does stay on his wheel for a decent amount of time, but in the end it is just too much and Antonio Tiberi drops the head. Del Toro goes on to win, beating Antonio Tiberi by 41 seconds, including bonus time. But there was a big surprise as Luc Plapp comes second, 12 seconds down on Del Toro. And because he comes second, he then moves up into third in the GC overall. Another thing to note for stage 6 was Remco Evenepoel dropped again. Didn't know if he was going to be in contention for the stage or he was going to drop, and he ended up dropping. So he finished 52 seconds down on Del Toro. So after stage 6, we see Del Toro win the stage with Luc Plapp coming second and Felix Gall coming third, with Del Toro moving into the red jersey as the leader of the GC. Stage 7, the final day for the UAE Tour and the final chance for the sprinters to win a stage. And yes, you guessed it, Jonathan Milan won again. He hit nearly 1,900 watts as he wins his third stage, making it a hat-trick at the UAE Tour. So he comes first, Erling Blickra comes second, and Sam Welsford gets third. So as the UAE Tour finishes, this is the final GC standing, with Isaac Del Toro, the young 22-year-old from Mexico, taking first place with a very, very impressive UAE Tour, winning 2 stages. We also see Antonio Tiberi coming second, 20 seconds down. I just wanted to give him his flowers for this race because that was a very good performance as well. A couple other riders to note are Luc Plapp finishing on the podium in 3rd place. Leonard van Etvet, who dropped out at the start of the year in the Tour Down Under, like I said earlier, he gets 6th. Derek G. West, first race for Little Trek, he comes 7th. The 21-year-old from Jumbo Visma, Jürgen Nordhagen, he gets 8th. Very good ride from him. And then Remco Evenepoel, who finishes 10th in GC, 2 minutes and 25 seconds down, which was unfortunate to see. Hopefully we see his form pick up as the season progresses after having such a good start to the season before the UAE Tour. This was the points jersey. I don't see a point in showing this, as it was very obvious Jonathan Milan wins it after getting a hat-trick off wins. But yeah, Jonathan Milan wins it. Isaac Del Toro in 2nd, which, you know, he won 2 stages, and then Sylvain Dillier, he was in the breakaway for the majority of the stages, he comes 4th, and Matteo Maluselli comes 5th. This is the youth jersey standings. You know, you've got Isaac Del Toro in 1st, obviously, as he wins the GC standing, Antonio Tiberi in 2nd, Leonard van Etvet in 3rd, Jürgen Nordhagen in 4th, and then Mathies Rondel, the 22-year-old from Tudor Pro Cycling, he comes in 5th. Another jersey as well was the intermediate sprint jersey, which I didn't know was a thing until I was watching the final stage. So kudos to me, but Sylvain Dillier wins it, as he was in the breakaway the majority of the stages, obviously competing for that jersey and potentially the points jersey, but he ended up winning the intermediate sprint jersey. So take with that information what you will. So for my rating of the UAE Tour this year, I thought it was very good. I enjoyed it very much. The first stage was good. 3rd stage, 6th stage, a couple of the sprint stages were a bit boring, but apart from that, the GC days were very, very good. Both mountain finishes were brilliant. So yeah, I think I'm going to give this a rating of 7 out of 10. I should have done this for the Santos Tour Down Under as well, so I'm going to add this in as a little bonus. But for the Santos Tour Down Under, I give it a 5 out of 10, just because Wollonga Hill got completely annihilated due to fire concerns, and the race was pretty much over after stage 2, where Jay Vine and Adam Yates and Narvaez obliterated it all. But yes, so I give the Santos Tour Down Under a 5 out of 10, and I'm going to give the UAE Tour a 7 out of 10. Let me know what you thought of the UAE Tour down below. I appreciate you watching. If you did enjoy, like, subscribe, you know, all that yada yada. Like and subscribe. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram, where I am posting daily videos on that. It is the.final.km. Didn't get the all-in-one handle, but that is my Instagram and my TikTok. So go and follow them. Like I said, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts down below, and thank you very much for watching the Final K, and all the best.